Top of the morning to you. I thought today I'd talk about water filters and a couple of things. Number one, I don't like to fiddle. I've been drinking wild water my whole life, and in the last few years I've been trying different water filters, thinking now that there's 8 billion people on the planet, maybe I should start being a little more careful, even though I've never ever been sick from drinking a lot of pretty nasty water. But you know, it keeps getting a little more simple to filter water, you know, from the old days when you had to pump with a hose. I still see people using that, but I never liked those systems. Heavy. I think the way people use them, when I watch them using them, they're still getting contaminated water if that water in fact is really contaminated. But I've tried a lot of things, and a couple of years ago in Arizona, at least for a whole season, I used this Be-Free, and I really liked it. I mean, it was really fast. It probably takes out the least of the contaminants than even, say, the Sawyer, and for sure this Grail. But it was quick, and I liked it, and I thought, at least I've got some protection, I'll use that. And then I like this Hydro Pack. I bought this Hydro Pack to screw onto it, and I really like that Hydro Pack. Actually, I think if I was going to continue maybe building some kind of a water filter system, I would buy, I don't think their 1 liter has it, but I've seen the 2 liter where they welded on some connections where you could, gravity fill, hang it. This one would be a little tough to hang. There's really nothing to grab on, but getting water with this big opening is so easy. I can tie a rope to this and drop it way down and get water. It fills really quick. Compared to a platy that I carried for, 20 some years with that small opening, you're just not gonna fill quite as easy. I tried these Cenox. I used that in the desert a lot. Sure, it works. I liked it because it's collapsible. I mean, this is hard at the top here, but it collapses right down. Doesn't take up a lot of real estate, and I use that, for a while. But this is so much better. I really like this platy. And so I bought this Be-Free. I'll explain why it's missing the filter in a minute. But I bought this and used it in Arizona. I took that on the Colorado Trail with me the following summer, and it clogged up on me pretty quickly. And so I stopped at a Walmart and I just bought a Sawyer, and I thought that was really pretty slow too. Compared to the Be-Free, it was really slow, and I just didn't use either one of them for the whole Colorado Trail because I thought it's just a pain in the butt. I guess I don't have enough patience. I probably didn't give this enough a chance because I've been using it lately, and it really filters water very quickly. And if I hang it off my pack, it'll actually gravity fill, to keep the water from, because I just keep this in my side pocket. I just went down and bought I think it's a 1/4 or 3/8 little screw cap that I put on the end here. It already has a cap on the other end, and that keeps the water from dripping into my pack if I put it away quickly without, I shake out as much as I can. But I think if I were to really stick with these Sawyers, I'd buy the regular Sawyer, not the mini. Hydro Pack, they sell a quick disconnect 42 millimeter thread top for this, and then I think it's probably $10 for that, and $7 you can get a screw-on fitting for your Sawyer, so it just snaps into place when you want to filter water. So this, you know, would be my dirty water bag. I've always used this for my dirty water bag. And then I could either gravity fill or squeeze it into one of my regular water bottles. And I've told you this before, I like to buy these water bottles with the wider cap. It's much easier to put my protein mix in, my breakfast mix into these things to shake it up than having to try and get it into a smaller opening like a regular smart water bottle. And, you know, same opening as this, the caps fit that smart water bottle. And so really it's the gravity flow. If I can hang it from my pack, I've tried it on a couple of trips where I just hang it off the back of my pack, just sticking this in to a cap like this would work, and it holds it in place. So if I did that, then I'm going to have to take maybe one bottle with a wide opening and one bottle with the regular smart water opening, because there's enough friction there that that'll just hang there, and I just strap this down on the top of my pack to put some pressure on it, lay it on top, and have this hanging off, and it fills this platy. It'll fill the platy in, you know, just a matter of minutes, but, you know, I may walk for 15 minutes, stop, it's done. I haven't had to squeeze anything, so that's kind of a neat idea. But you know, for right now, I'm going to be in Florida hiking for the next several months. And, you know, I've told you, if you watch my videos, that I bought this Grail. And I was going to sell this on eBay because it's kind of overkill most places that I hike. But in Florida, it's not. And so I'm definitely taking it back to Florida this winter and hiking all winter with this Grail. Even though it's, you know, it's heavy, it's bulky, but man, it's easy to use, it's easy to work, takes out everything. I don't have to worry about it. You get good tasting water even out of the Florida swamp, so I'm definitely using that. But this setup is, so I wanted this bee-free to sit on here, and so I tore this little net area protector and all the filter material out of this, and then I just glued a screen in from, I never throw anything away, so I've had, with my jet boil, I once bought a coffee filter, so you just, you know, a coffee press, and I took the screen out of that, just cut a piece out, glued it into this, so even if I get some material into this dirty water bottle before it hits my Sawyer squeeze, that screening will take a lot of the big chunks out. And so that's worked very well. It hasn't slowed down the process at all, that fine screen. And so that's kind of what I'm working on right now. I don't know where I'll end up with a filter system, but you know, this, again, I didn't give Sawyer really enough try on the Colorado Trail because I've gotten really used to it. It's pretty quick. I don't even mind squeezing it. I probably wouldn't gravity fill that much because it squeezes pretty fast. And if I did, you know, I would at least squeeze a liter out, and then I've got another liter here. Usually I'll just carry another liter of dirty water with me. This goes in my front pocket on this mesh back here, and when I need water again, I've got water to squeeze. And again, I'm always trying to manage my water weight so I don't carry any more than I have to, but in a lot of situations I'm carrying dirty water in this, and then I can just squeeze it when I need it again. I don't have to sit there and squeeze both liters at one stop. So if you're still trying to figure out what kind of water system you're going to carry, chemicals, ultraviolet, all these different filter options, really a great video to watch. It's called Gear Skeptic. I watch his videos all the time. They're very entailed. He's a real nerd when it comes to data, and all you'll see is his hands. Don't know what he looks like, but he's very interesting, and he's got great videos in depth on these filters and what you can expect from them, and you know, chemicals. He's gone over the whole range of water filtration, and it's super interesting. Gear Skeptic, check him out. He also has a lot of great videos on, you know, nutrition, food carries, that kind of thing. I find them all really interesting, and I've watched them probably 2 or 3 times because they are so in depth. So there's a lot of fear built into marketing these filters, and everybody has a different threshold for handling wild water. I'm not saying because I've never had a problem, you wouldn't have a problem drinking that same water, but I've seen people, 2 years ago in Arizona, I had to call 911 for 2 people who had the option to drink water, but you know, wasn't coming out of their tap down in Tucson. They were up near the Arizona Trail, and they wouldn't drink it. They would rather die from dehydration. And you know, I tried to tell them more people die from dehydration than wild water, and they both got carried off the mountain. But again, I'm not knocking filters. Everybody's got to figure out their own system, what works for them. I'm always making jokes about it. On the PCT, I ran into a couple gals one day in the Sierras, and you know, it's just this glacial fed water, so cold you can chew it coming down the mountain. And I said, where are you from? We're from Brooklyn. I said, do you filter your water at home in Brooklyn? No. I said, I'd filter that water and drink this water. And it's not that you can't get waterborne disease from that crystal clear cold water coming down through there, but again, you have to decide, you know, what your threshold is. And there's so many options now for filtering water. Even I'm finding it crazy not to try some of them. Keep smiling.